Our resource person for today's session, Ms. Maninderjit Ahuja, respected Chairman, Mr. Sheikh Abdul Rahman, Honorary Secretary to the Board of Trustees, Mr. Azharuddin Amar Muhammad, Principal and Senior Administrator, Dr. V.B. Dumon, ICSK Senior Branch, Mr. C. Rajesh Nair, Principal of Amman Branch, Mrs. Shirley Dennis, Principal, ICSK Junior and Director of Indian School of Excellence, Mr. K. Gangadhar Shirset, Principal of Kaitan Branch, Vice Principal, Mrs. Sushmita Pragash, ICSK Kaitan Branch, my beloved parents and teacher, good evening one and all. Prayer without ceasing is not ritualized, nor are there even words. It is a constant state of awareness of oneness with God, since you are seeking for a good thing, a concentration on the thing sought, with the faith that it is obtainable. Let's invoke the Almighty. I invite Khalid Hussain for the Islamic prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء ورفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. The most merciful taught the Quran, created man and taught him eloquence. The sun and the moon move by precise calculations, and the trees and the stars bow down in prostration. As for the sky, he raised it high and set the balance of justice so that you do not defraud the scales. Weigh with justice and do not give short measure. And the earth he laid out for creatures, and therein lie fruit and date palms with sheaths.
Thank you, dear. Now, I request you all to stand for the Kuwait National Anthem in respect to our foster country.
وللكويت سلمت للمجد والعزب انت طالع السعدي وللكويت سلمت للمجد والعزب انت طالع السعدي وللكويت 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 سلمت للمجد يا مجد آباء الأولى كتبوا سفر الخلود فنادت الشهب الله أكبر إنها أرض قالت نواجد مجند الكل وللكويت سلمت للمجد والعزب انت طالع السادي وللكويت سلمت للمجد والعزب انت طالع السادي وللكويت 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 سلمت للمجد.
Please be seated. We all are gathered here today for the webinar on parenting lessons organized by ICSK Kaitan. The initiative Happy Parenting Workshop, observed from 1st February to 24th February, culminates today with a webinar by our resource person, Ms. Maninderjit Ahuja, an enthusiastic parenting coach and counselor. Parenting. We approach the very sensitive and subjective topic from multi-dimensional perspective, wherein we emphasize the importance of listening to a child, confidence building, social interaction, nourishment, hygiene, discipline, and the role of a child's second parent in the upliftment of a student as a responsible individual in the society. Small cheer and great welcome make a merry feast, says William Shakespeare. May I now request our principal, Mr. K. Gangadhar Shishat, ICSK Kaitan branch, to welcome this beautiful virtual gathering. Sir, please.
Good evening to everybody. First of all, I welcome everyone to this session. We are very delighted today to have very eminent chief guest, and I should say the worthiest person to talk on parenting amidst us, Miss Maninderjit Ahuja. I welcome her, and I would like to also take this opportunity to welcome all the dignitaries of ICSK. Our Honorary Chairman, Mr. Sheikh Abdul Rahman, our Under Secretary, Mr. Amir Mohammed. You have been great support along with all respected board members and motivation to us to carry out such activities for the all-round development of children. And now we are doing an activity which is also helping for the education awareness and development of our parents, which in turn will help for our children to develop. Because that is our mission, that is our goal as educators, to develop our children and to bring about this development from whichever side we can get help. We are very delighted that we are able to take our parents together in our mission by conducting this parenting activity for the entire month. The parents' cooperation support have been commendable during this month as a response to our activity, and we appreciate that. We have my colleagues, Dr. V. Binovan, Senior Administrator and Principal of ICSK Senior, Mr. Rajesh Nair, Principal of ICSK Amman, and Mrs. Shirley Dennis, Principal of ICSK Junior and Director of Indian School of Excellence. I welcome you all, my colleagues, and thank you so much for sparing your valuable time today with us. The subject is very close to our heart. As educators, bringing about development of our children. And today, we are first time doing an activity wherein our parents are equally involved as the stakeholders and as the companions who are contributing to us for the development of our children. I also welcome our vice principals of various ICSK schools to this function. Thank you so much for your presence today. Now, all my dear colleagues who have been working hard for this campaign throughout the month, they deserve a huge appreciation. And today, this is the culmination of our efforts throughout the month. So I welcome every one of my colleagues. The most important part of this event, dear parents, without your support and without your cooperation, we can't bring about any change or we cannot educate our children. And we are very happy that you are working with us hand in hand. Your constant cooperation to the school, your involvement in school activities, your support and participation in everything that we seek and we do is commendable. A big thank you to you for your constant support and participation, and a very warm welcome to you to this function. I can see the innocent faces of my children here today. Dear children, throughout this month when we ran this campaign, I am sure you would have been very happy to see your parents getting some lessons about treating you and educating you. And you might be very happy that your parents are sometimes getting an instruction or a tip, which you would probably be happy to see that it would bring some change in your relationship or maybe in your expectations. Of course, the most important thing which can develop anybody, or the most important value beyond which nothing is required to make somebody, and that is love. If you love someone, then you will do everything good for the development of that person. And of course, your parents love you. So when they love you, a loving person does not need any tip for the betterment of the beloved. You, beloved children, your parents love you, your school loves you, and that is why we will do everything out of your love. Sometimes you may not like it, but please have faith that it is always done out of our love for you. And that is why most of these parenting lessons were revolving around love and care for you. I welcome you, dear parents and students, to this August function. Miss Maninderjit Ahuja, for I know her from long, has developed expertise and passion to this subject. And I am very proud of her that she has risen herself to a pedestal where she is now a well-known figure in this subject of parenting. She is constantly conducting webinars. She has her own YouTube channel. She has her own Facebook page. And on regular basis, she keeps on conducting session for the parents. With this passion, I'm sure that this is a noble mission by which we will be able to bring a desired change in bringing up of our children. And we are very lucky today to have such an expert amidst us as a resource person to enlighten us on this very, very important subject. The Indian Community School has been always instrumental in taking all efforts to bring about the development of children. And today, when we are conducting this webinar, we have already crossed 300 and many are watching on YouTube to us today. This is going to be a very, very memorable event, I'm sure. Because throughout the month, the responses which we have got from the parents and the realization of our duties and our commitment that we have also come across has been very, very memorable for us. So with this session is not for me to give a talk today. I'm just here to do my August duty to welcome our chief guest and welcome everybody on board on platform today. Once again, I offer on behalf of our entire family of school a warm welcome to you all and have a pleasant evening ahead. Have the best wishes for the function ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I welcome Mrs. Shirley Dennis, Principal of ICSK Junior and Director of Indian School of Excellence, to felicitate our resource person with a memento. Ma'am, please.
Thank you for this wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and we are extremely, waiting to see you, Mrs. Maninderjit Ahuja. Your parenting. I have heard a lot about you, and on behalf of everyone, we are happy to welcome you for this program. And please accept our token of appreciation. We are very happy to be a part of our Indian Community School. Thank you so much, Mrs. Maninder. Mr. Gangadhar has spoken so much about you. We are eagerly waiting to hear you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for this honor. I am elated. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I welcome Ms. Maninderjit Ahuja, an enthusiastic parenting coach and counselor, to begin with her session on parenting lessons. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, everyone. And good evening, dear parents. And I have got to know that I am going to have lot many children also with me. Very good to see children and parents and teachers sitting under one roof and getting parenting lessons from me. I am elated. So once again, good evening, dear parents, teachers, mentors, the head of various administrative staffs, and the esteemed guests, whosoever are there a part of this evening. I, as told by your sir, I am Maninderjit, an enthusiastic parenting coach, and I've been into education from the past 15 years. I've been a teacher also. So I am extremely happy and thankful to Mr. Gangadhar, who has made this possible for me to address you on this platform on the topic that is really close to everybody's heart, and that is parenting. At the same time, I'm feeling really elated to know that the Indian Community School at Kuwait is doing exceptionally well by starting this mission called Happy Parenting. This is something wonderful that you people are doing, I must say that. I am equally aware that today is the 21st day of this mission, and I am super duper excited to share my experiences as a parenting coach with all of you. It is a great honor for me to be a part of this society, and to tell you this society, I am giving my lecture for the first time. So I am also equally super duper excited as you people are. I'm sure we are going to enjoy the time. We are going to spend this time, the evening that we are together with each other. We are going to enjoy, and I'm going to give you valuable lessons in this evening, which are going to bring a positive change in your parenting styles. I am 120% sure. So if all of you are there with me in this journey for another 40-45 minutes, just write down hi, hello, or give your hello to me, so that I know your energies are going to be transferred to mine energy, and my energy is going to transfer to your energy. Right? And at the same time, I request the parents to please take a lot of notes. So keep your pen, pencil ready in your hand, because I'm going to give you certain tips, which after the session, mind is like this only. Mind memory is short-lived. So the moment you are out of this classroom, you're going to forget most of the things. So if you have a pen, paper with you, and if you make a lot of notes, it is going to add a lot of values in your life. So without doing much ado, I think I have been given the admin rights also. I'm the co-host. So please allow me to share my screen so that we begin. In the meanwhile, all of you go and grab your mom and dad. Children should go and grab your mom and dad and tell them to sit in this classroom for another 45 minutes. And please make lots and lots of notes. So here I go. All the best, everyone. Yes, dear. So here we are with our first parenting lesson. Welcome to the session on importance of mindful parenting, the art of parenting. Motive of parenting all over the world. If we talk about the motive of parenting is one, that is betterment of our children. The purpose of parenting all over the world is to generate happy, responsible, and independent generation without negative approach. We all know that we have to have negative approaches also, and which we do not like, but sometimes we have to do it. But in our brain, we always have this thing that our purpose of parenting is to have happy, responsible, and independent generation without yelling, without telling, and without a negative approach. For making successful humans, it doesn't matter what school they go to. IQ levels also do not matter. And grades to some extent also, they don't matter. What matter is the right upbringing, the right environment that you are providing to your children, and right parenting. So every interaction with your child, my dear parents, every interaction with your child is an opportunity to build up the right qualities, and a small change in attitude, a small change, and if you are mindful enough, it can bring a huge difference in your and your child's relationship and in the future, in the child's future also. So it is very important that we become mindful. If I ask you a question, don't you think that the role of being a parent is becoming highly important these days? And don't you think that the role of parenting is becoming tougher, challenging with every changing time? With the change in the time, it is becoming tougher and challenging. Why is it so? Because in the past 20-25 years, the dynamics of the society had undergone a complete change. There are big shifts from the culture-based society to a corporate-based society, consumer-based society. The requirements of both these societies are different, right? The value systems are different. Earlier, people used to invest their time, money in relationship building. Now it has shifted to comforts, position, job, name, fame, recognition. And at the cost of what? Because we have same number of hours with us. 24 hours are same. So at the cost of those things which were valued in the past, we are giving that time to something else, consumer-based society. So the demands are also different. Family, relationship, love, care, religion. Somewhere these kind of things we are sacrificing. Parenting is becoming even more challenging because to fulfill this consumer-based society's need, mom and dad, both of them are working. And then we have nuclear family systems also. Earlier, we used to have joint family. Now we have nuclear family system also. So somewhere we are giving less amount of time to relationship, to friendship, to love, to care. And it is a little bit making our role as parent a little tough. Okay, so it is very, very important for all of us. See, our mobile phone also, no? Our mobile phone, if you keep it for 15-20 days, no, it will tell you update, update, update. It will keep on giving you the notification, update your systems. And we as parents are not updating our skills from so many years. Whatever our grandfathers used to have those parenting tips, we are having the same parenting skills now also. Do you think if the society, Nokia phone is nowhere to be seen these days, it has taken, some other phones have taken care of. Nokia phone is not there. So all old technology, old things, old occupations are old, but the parenting skills, it remains the same. The way our parents have treated us, those skills that they have used, we are still using the same techniques and the same tools to upbring our children also. So tell me, is it worthwhile? Don't you think that we need to upgrade our parenting skills too? I'm sure everybody, all of you will say yes to this. So let's begin. If I ask you a question, what is a parent? So all of you might be or might not be having a justified answer. But one thing must be there in your mind, that when it comes to parents, that means mom and dad. So if I say the term parent is a unit, and it cannot be an individual, right? All those people who are involved in the upbringing of your child impacts child's mental, physical and emotional growth. They contribute to parenting. Even if the parenting is done, even if you have some help at home, you have drivers, you have the guard at home, even if the child is going to a marketplace, you have neighborhood, you have friend circle, each and every child, each and every person involved with you in the close knit of your family is impacting your child's life, right? So it is very important that the people involved in the process and your actions, both these things are going to contribute to how your child is going to become in future. What is parenting? Parenting will be defined by these two things. First, the people involved in the regular process of upbringing, and second is your actions. So collective parenting is a collective collaboration and collective contribution of all the people who are involved in this process. So it is never a job of a single person. It is always a unit. So you can write it down. This is something important to understand, that the role of the parent is not of a mom or a dad. It is a collective collaboration of everybody involved in this process, right? There is a term in psychology here. I would like to mention this. This is something very important. All the parents, please listen it very, very carefully. And all the children also listen it very carefully. There is a term in psychology called as plasticity. Now, plasticity is the brain's ability to adapt in the environment and store and record in the brain in a form of a pattern. So whatever the child is viewing, watching, listening from the immediate environment, brain is somewhere storing it in a form of a pattern. So whatever is happening in the environment at home, in school, neighborhood, with friends, everything is being picked up by the child's brain unconsciously. People, places, experiences, your actions, all are shaping your child's brain and ultimately will shape your child's behavior. So 3 things are very important to keep in mind if you are a parent: that home environment, people in the family, and the major activity at home. These 3 are the contributing base factors. School, we are not talking about school and everything. School comes later. I'm talking about the initial structure of the immediate environment, how it should be. Home environment is so important because home environment gives you the value system. You know what a value system? Value system, like if the value system in the home is that the people in the home, all the members of the family, they talk more about money, they talk about gadgets, they talk about brands. So the child will somewhere grasp this knowledge that money is important for survival and nothing else is important. Child will think that it is important. The only important thing is money. The other values he will not inculcate. Only what he will inculcate? Things related to money. So his mindset will be materialistic mindset, where earning will be more important than anything else, right? So people in the family, how they influence the child's upbringing. People, like if it is a joint family or a nuclear family, what kind of relationships are there? Are the family members living like a team? They live like a team. They share the values of caring, sharing, harmony, teamwork is there. So if it is there, then the child from the environment, you don't have to tell him that sharing is caring or something like that. You don't have to tell that help each other, collaboration, you have to stay in collaboration. You don't have to tell. Child will imbibe these things from the environment itself and will have a good concept of the society, that society is like this, it is so rosy. But on the other hand, if the child is exposed to such kind of environment where the family members are not living in harmony with each other, there are negative talks in the family, or competition is there amongst the family member, there are misunderstandings which are never solved, unhealthy relationships are there. So the child will adapt a social incompatibility towards society. Child will think that the society is not good. The society is like this. And he will unknowingly become the same person as he is watching in his family. And the third is the major activity of the home. If the major activity is in the home is listening to good music or appreciating art, reading books, exercising, the elders in the family, they get up early in the morning and they do morning prayers or they do exercises, right? So automatically the child's brain will adapt those things, and you don't have to inculcate, it will automatically, with the system, it will automatically will be imprinted in it, the child's brain. But if the major activity, I'm very sorry, and all the parents who are watching and listening to me right now, you have to be very, very carefully listen to me this. If the major activity at home is viewing TV, television, screen viewing, then my dear parents, I must tell you, your child will, in the longer run, will go into depression. There will be suicidal tendencies. The children will, you are motivating your children to become self-centered. Later on, they'll have broken relationships. So it is very important that you have to take care of the major activity at home, what it is. So mind it and write it down somewhere. The home environment, the people in the family, and the major activity at home are the base contributing factors which are shaping your child every day. And their character building and their behavior is based on these three factors. They are so important. My idea right now is not to make you feel bad, because sometimes unknowingly, unwantedly, unconsciously, as parents, our actions, behaviors, and approach harm our kid. We don't want these kind of things to happen because we don't want to create a hindrance in our child's growth. I understand that every parent's main motive is the happiness of their children, of course. But all these things which I am going to make you clear today, we do it unknowingly, unconsciously, because we are not aware of the circumstances, right? So in spite of having good attentions about child's growth and happiness, we still do it. It happens. And my dear parents, it is at this point of time, it is very important for all of us to be mindful, to be conscious, to be aware. So today's session is going to be on these areas, where I am going to tell you that these are the basic areas, everyday activities, everyday actions are there, where we either become hyperactive, and our actions and reactions are unknowingly harming the emotional connect with our children. We are not mindful at that moment. Our brain, why? Because our brain is not conditioned enough to handle such kind of situations. So get ready. I hope all of you are ready to take those lessons. One by one, we are going to go for all those situations, and I'll try my level best to give you better solutions so that we can move in this journey in a better manner. So let's start. Let's begin with the first situation. Many a times you must have seen that you are busy in something and your child wants to talk to you. Or if the child has created something beautiful, a drawing or a masterpiece or something like that, they want your attention to see, they want your approval for this. Okay, mom, dad, see, I have made something very nice. Please see what I have done. And you probably busy in your work, you ignore. You say, do you go? I'll see it afterwards, or I don't have time right now. So do you think this activity, this answer of yours is in encouraging the child to come back to you again? Do you think it is a talk where you have encouraged your child to pursue the art or whatever he was about to show you? I'm sure no parent will ever want to do this. But at the same time, you are sending a message to your child that he is not important to you. You are encouraging your child not to talk, not to share anything with them, because for mom, dad, you are not important. And if you will ask a child, no, such kind of things happen in their brain. The child will be demotivated. In this process, the connection, the bond that you are having with your child will break for it. It will get lost. It will mess up. But we still end up doing it. We still do it. We know, but we still do it. Why? Because for me right now, my work is more important than my child's work. It would have taken just a few moments, just a few seconds for that appreciation, for that cute little appreciation that my child, you have done something wonderful. This is so beautiful. I love you. That's all. How much time it is going to take? Just a few seconds of yours. And we do not give this much of time also sometimes. We all do it. We all are swimming in the same boat. So there is no need to worry about it. If we have introspect and if we know that this situation is real and it happens, so what is the solution now? The solution is, if you are really busy and if you have said, Papa will come back to you after finishing my work in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then go back. Make sure you go back to your child and spend good quality time with them. Appreciate them. Do appreciate. It will take only a moment of yours. But for a child, it is a lifelong learning. It's a lifelong learning. Best gift than anybody could give. And it is very important. You know, my dear parents, the definition of love for children is not L-O-V-E. They do not spell love as L-O-V-E. They spell love as T-I-M-E. For them, if you want to show that you love your children, so they want only your time. They do not understand the language of love. They understand if you spend time with them, then only they understand that you love them. So it is important to spend quality time with your children. Why? Because it inculcates value. Children learn important values if you are there with them, like teamwork, caring, sharing, communication, respect, relationship building, tolerance, attachment. All these values are not to be taught anywhere. You know, it has to be caught. And from where they are going to catch them? From the home environment. When you spend quality time with them, they will become emotionally strong. They'll be less depressed, less suicidal tendencies, and will develop interpersonal skills on their own. And mentally and physically fit they will become. You know, parents, here I would like to tell you a secret. And that secret is the 3 best times to get connected to your children. 3 best times. You know, and if you are not writing it down, no, I'm telling you this lesson. If you're not writing it down, then that means you are not a good student. So if you do not have a pen, paper right now, grab it and write it down. I'm telling you the 3 best times when you can have a better connection with your children. Here I go. First one is morning time, when your child gets up early in the morning. So when a child gets up early in the morning, this time is called as charging time. The way you charge your phone, it is called as the charging time. Your child's brain is absolutely empty. Early morning is a good start. It should be filled up with love. So fill your child with love, affection, and a lot of positivity, rather than saying, get up from your bed, you are getting late for the school, you have to take your breakfast also. My God, this boy do not listen to me. This girl is so lazy, I don't understand what to do with her. Get up, see, look at this, you have to wear, you have not pressed your uniform also. So much of negativity if you put early in the morning, the whole day the child is not going to have a good day, I'm telling you. So for a better communication and a connect, early mornings are the best time to go and charge your children with the positivity. Second time is the lunch time. Lunch time means when the child comes back from the school. Now this time is termed as sharing time. Sharing time. Why? Because in the school, a lot of experiences must have happened with the child. The child is filled up with lots of emotion, lots of experiences, and the child needs a vent right now. So you are going, rather than child going to somewhere else to find a vent, you have to provide your shoulder, your hug, your kiss, so that the child feels that I can share whatever chi things are there with my parents. Okay, so this time is called as sharing time. Not only child sharing, you also share your routine with your children. This is called as effective communication building time. Effective communication building time. Write it down. And the third time is before bed, before your child is going to sleep. So that time is called as, it is termed as a bonding time. Bonding time. In this time, you have to cuddle your child. Tell your child, whatever be the situation, whatever be the marks of yours, we trust you, we love you, and we are going to be there with you forever and ever and ever. With this kind of emotion, if your child will sleep and get up early in the morning, I am telling you, you don't need any other parenting lesson then. Adapt these things. 3 formulas, 3 best time to connect with your child. And you will see, if you will do it, see, I can tell you how to play a match, but I cannot go in in place of you to play the match, right? So I'm telling you the tricks and the tactics and the skills and the timings. Now you have to practically do it. Do it for 1 week, and then you will, I'm sure, going to write down, Ki Maninder ma'am, this was wonderful. This works like magic. Okay. So my dear friends, my dear parents, if you are here, if you have learned till then we are going to move further. Let's talk about another situation now. Now, this is a situation where we do a lot of things for our children, and we do a lot of things for children out of love. We want our children to become bold, independent as early as possible, but we do a lot of things for them. There are many things that the children can do on their own, which are age appropriate. They must do, they shall do, but we don't allow them to do. Why? Because we do it for them out of love. We call it as love. Our children will not be able to do homework, so mothers do it. My child is so small to do a project work, I'll do it. My child is so small to tie up the laces, I'll do it. How much time the child is going to stay smaller? You want your children to become a CEO of a big company, and here you don't allow your children to do a small little things which are age appropriate. Ask yourself, are we doing the right thing? See, if your children become independent as early as possible, you are going to get rid of this parenting stress also. So your roller coaster journey is going to become a joyful ride. Don't you want your stressful journey to become a joyful ride? So let your child become independent as early as possible. Allow them to do age appropriate work. If you do all the things for your children and call it love, my dear parents, they'll be less motivated. There will be no excitement left in their life to do hard work. Dependency will be more, and they will never become independent. If they become independent, they'll always look at your shoulder. Any problem if they will face in life, they will look up to you. Do you want your children to stay dependent on you for a longer period of time? I understand this is not our goal, but we still do it. See, development of I, development of me is a very important milestone. So we must keep in mind, allow them to do age appropriate work. Many of you are raising your hand to ask the questions. My dear friends, please keep your questions with you. I will give you a chance by the end of this session. So you can note down your questions, and I would love to answer all your questions. My dear friends, please note down. Let me finish off with the presentation so that important things are not missed out. I hope this is okay with you. So keep your questions with you. You can raise hands later, please. Okay. Okay, let's move further. This is very important, and one of my favorite topic. It is called as communication. We get angry most of the time if the things do not happen my way, as a parent's way. If the things do not happen your way, or the child has not done something as you have expected, they have not fulfilled your dreams or desires, we feel angry, we feel frustrated, we get irritated. So my question is, why do we want to give bad feeling? Is this our motive, to give a bad feeling to our children? I'm sure all of you will say that our motive is not to give a bad feeling, not a transfer of bad feeling to our children, of course. But we most of the time react, overreact, and pass negative feelings across to our children. Our approach is to solve a problem, but instead of solving a problem, we make a communication gap between children and yourself. Most of the time, our communication is based on correction there and then. If a child has done a mistake, you want the correction to be done there and then. In that negative emotion, you don't let that negative emotion go. So you correct your child there and then. Do you think that your child is even listening to you? No. Children are very smart. They'll wait. They'll say, Mom and Dad are going to speak this many sentences. It's a regular routine. Let them finish off, and then we will have good time. They don't listen to you. I'm telling you, they don't listen to you. So what should be your approach then? The approach, whenever there is an argument, whenever there is a mismatch of opinions, you don't have to be angry. We either give advice or we add voice. You know, add voice, raising your volume. Both things are harmful. Both things are dangerous. So what should be the right approach? The right approach should be communication, should be for connection, not for correction. Communication, write it down somewhere so that you understand in a better manner. Communicate to connect, not to correct. Correction will come later. We do ulta. We do opposite. We communicate to correct, then to connect. It should be communicate to connect, then to correct. So if you will do communication in this manner, I think problem will be solved. Most of the problems will be solved. In the situation where you are aggressive, where a lot of negative emotions are coming, do one thing, take a pause, take a deep breath, and shift yourself from that immediate environment. Shift yourself. Tell your child that mom or your dad is right now not in a mood to talk to you about on this topic. We may talk about it after some time. So go and find out. After cooling off period is very important, right? For your child also and for yourself also. This you have to do it for yourself, for your peace of mind. Remember, right? So communicate to connect and then correct, right? Let's go for the next one. Now, this is also many a times we compare our children with other children. Many a time. Our intentions are to motivate our children, to encourage our children, saying that he has brought 99% and you have not brought 99%. You are just brought 95%. See, he's doing so well. You are not doing so well. Whenever we compare our children with the other children, it is not good. Our intention is like we are encouraging our children. It is a healthy comparison. We call it as a healthy comparison. But comparison is never healthy. You take it to yourself. If your child compares you with some other mom and dad and tells, that mom looks so smart because she is so slim, and mom, you don't look nice because you are fat. Would you like it? Would you like it? So I'm sure you will say no. Why? Because this comparison will always have an ill feeling for the person who is receiving it. The one who is giving, I don't know what kind of feelings he or she must be having, but the one who is receiving will always have a negative impact. Right? I have come across many parents, they unnecessarily pressurize and compare their children for these kind of things, like if a child do not have an aptitude and attitude for dancing and music, still the child is forced to go for a music or a dance class just because somebody else's child is going. So this kind of idiotic expectations, I'll say, ultimately will lead to disappointments only and loss of connection. Child will always exponentially, they will grow for sure, but you need to give them some time. And your child will always be good at one thing, exponentially good at one thing, and will be average in some other thing. So you don't need to be bothered about it. Just have realistic expectations and don't feel bad, right? Now, another one is now what is the solution for this? The solution is keep realistic expectations from your children and be open to all kind of possibilities. Now, it is very important. Now, the next topic that we are going to discuss is very important. It is lack of common consent. So if I ask you in this session, half of the session is over, and if I ask you a question, what are the takeaways of this session? And if the parents are also sitting in this room, if they have to write down the takeaways, everybody's takeaways are going to be different. You agree or not? Yes. Our choices, our taste, our interest, everything is going to be different. I understand that misunderstandings and disagreements is a part of life. It is okay, but it should not be done in front of the kids. It should not be done in the front. We as parents disagree and start convincing in front of our children on various topics. Some of the parents, they start fighting also in front of the parents or in front of the children. So children who are watching you, they take your fight as if my parents are fighting because of me. Children will either take advantage of these kind of disagreements, or will land up as a confused citizens forever. Okay? Either children are very smart. If it is a smart child, no, he will know, he or she will know. Mom and dad is having a disagreement on this ice cream part. So whom I have to go and approach to get my things done? Either they'll be hyper challenging kind of a child who knows what to do from where, and otherwise the other kind of a child will be the one who will become confused for the rest of the life. So please be very careful. Do not make your children clever enough that they start having the opportunity mindset in their brain, right? So what will be the solution for this problem? See, we have disagreements on various. I am not saying that you should not have disagreements. Have disagreements, fight, throw tantrums, fight with each other, no problem. But please find out some other room and not in front of the children. It should not be done in front of the children, right? So it is not about mothering and it is not about fathering. There are no terms like mothering and fathering, right? So when it is a combined unit called as parenting, so you should come on a common consent, teamwork, support, love, and harmony in front of the children. Okay? So please remember this golden rule. Kids do not do what you tell them to do. They do what you do, what they see you doing. So please write it down somewhere. Children do not do what you tell them to do. They do things what they see you people doing. Okay? Many a times we give some extra to our children, extras. We give some extra to our children and to motivate them. So we motivate them. If they do this work, we are going to give you toffee, chocolate or something like that. Do you think that extra is going to help them? The extra, if it is happening for some time, then it is okay. But if it is happening on a regular basis, believe me, they will stop working until and unless that extra is not provided to them. They will not be motivated to do any task in the absence of that extra, that gift, that bribe that you are giving. Do you want to make your child a habitual of this extra? I'm sure your answer will be no again. But we still do it because we are not mindful enough. So when your child will land up, when your child will go to school, he'll meet teachers, he'll make friends, coaches, bosses, mentors. Do you think those people are going to provide with that extra to him? No. So with the absence of that extra, what will happen? The child will stop growing, will not be motivated. And then you will say, my child is good at home, but not good at outside because that extra is missing outside. So remove that extra, right? So what is the solution? Be firm. The gifts are to be given certain extent. It's okay. Be fair and be friendly with your children, right? It is very, very important. Now, labeling, we all know it is unknowingly, we give names to our children, to the repeated behavior that the children do, some of the actions that are repeated, which turns out to be like a label for them. It becomes, my dear parents, labeling, like telling a child that my child is an extrovert or an introvert, or he's lazy, he's worthless. We should never use such kind of terms for our children. It becomes their inner voice. So the child starts feeling that probably I'm like this only. I'm like this. The child, imagine a child who do not sit for a longer period of time. He keeps on running here and there. What kind of terms, what label do we give to them? We tell them the child is hyperactive. Or if a child do not speak up much, what do we say? We say he's an introvert. He do not speak up. And not only we tell this to the child, we go and announce it in the society also. We'll go in the school and tell my child is introvert. He will not participate. Then we'll go in the functions and tell the relatives also, my child do not participate because he is like this. So the impact of these names, these tags, they stay with the child for 15, 20 years. Do you know how harmful it is? It becomes their inner voice. So if you are giving names, if you are labeling your child, I think you should stop and accept your child the way they are. Respect your children unconditionally, and acceptance and respecting your children should be unconditional and non-negotiable, right? It's very important. And this is something very interesting. All of you will agree with this. Whenever we have to start a conversation with our children, what do? Many of you must have a conversation. Imagine 15 minutes back, what kind of conversation you had with your children. The conversation must be, either it would have been a directive or a question. You would have said, this thing you have done or not, done with your homework or not, and pick up this and keep it there. We start a conversation by asking a question every time. Every time. Even if you are happy with the child, no, you will end up asking a question only. You go back 15, 20 minutes back and understand it. Every time, conversation has to be, you start a conversation with asking a question. To more about their routine, to know about their friends, about their child's choices, you end up asking questions only. Provoking questions. You know, what happened in the school? Did you eat your lunch? How was your maths class? How was your maths teacher? How much marks did you get? How am I looking? So all these are questions only. We land up asking questions. And questions are never encouraging. We as parents are conditioned to start a conversation with a question only. Our parents have done like this only. You know, even if our parents are happy with us, they'll ask a question. Okay? A toddler will understand and will enjoy. But a teenager will never answer your question. And even if the teenager has answered your question, it will be either yes or no. So when you ask questions, you have a superiority mindset that I am superior, I'm the boss, I am the parent, so I should know everything what is happening in my child's life. Rather, it should be a friendly mindset. Sharing should be there. Child should come to you and tell you everything, whatever had happened. Imagine one thing. I give you an example. If you must be having good buddies, no? Best friends. All of you must be having best friends, all parents. So when you call up your best friends, so what do? Do you ask a lot of questions? No. You would love to tell whatever had happened in your life. You know that happened. You know that happened. She called me up. He called me up. I did this. I did that. Something nice I'm doing. So you will tell your experiences. You'll narrate the entire story. But when it comes to talking to children, what we'll end up asking question. How was your day? How was your day? Did you meet him? Did you play today? It is so boring. Life is so boring. People don't like people who ask a lot of questions. So if you want to have a good communication, good relationship and an emotional bonding with your children, stop asking questions. Reframe. Stop this policing kind of a thing that you have every time sitting on your head and asking questions to the children. Practice friendly approach rather than policing every time. It is not good. It is not good at all. So my dear friends, here I rest my case. I think I have given a lot of things to you to ponder upon and think upon. I think today's lesson is going to be enough. Mr. Sir, Principal Sir must understand this thing, that if I'll keep on talking about parenting, it is going to take 2-3 days. You have to call me there in your school not for a virtual workshop like this, for some other workshop where I can see parents and can relate to them. That will be good. 2 days workshop will do, and then we'll have lots and lots of things to discuss. So let's I have a short summary for all of you. Keep the doors of communication open, spend quality time and invest in relationships. Children don't do what you say or tell. Children will do what they see because they are copycats. They're going to copy you. So please be a role model and give something good to them to copy. Make screen viewing a guided activity. Connect more and correct less, and encourage innovative thinking by allowing them to ask questions, not you asking questions, right? Please reframe your sentences. Don't ask a lot of questions, and don't waste time trying to be the perfect parent or raising perfect kids. Remember one thing, nothing is tailor-made. Nothing is perfect in this world. When it comes to parenting, magic of real parenting is in creating happy memories. It is all about unexpected moment of bliss. Hug them even more. kiss them even more, smile. It is going to add to your face value also. Don't criticize. Don't compare. Think 10, 20 years from today, what would you like your son, your daughter to remember about you? Bake a cake and burn it and laugh about it. Go for a joy ride. Do cycling. Whenever it is raining somewhere, go and do some funny things with your children. Remember, to be a great parent, you don't need to give presents. You need to be present yourself. That's all the kids really want. Live your life in such a way that when your child think about love, compassion, strength, happiness, joy, they think only and only you, my mom and my dad. Become a role model and dare to create memories. Happy parenting, my dear friends. I'm very, 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 very happy to be a part of this community. I hope I have done justice to this topic, though it was a roller coaster ride, I know, and it is going to be. But let's make this roller coaster ride a joyful journey for all of us. So I have designed a program also. That program is going to be there on 25th and 28th March. This is a program for the teenagers and for the parents, where the teenager exclusively designed for the teenagers and the parents, where they will get to know the functioning of their hormones and their brain, and lot many other things we will discuss. It is a complete program for the parents as well as for the teenagers. If you want to enroll for this program, I have given my number on the screen. You can WhatsApp me on this number. We'll enroll you for this program. This is my phone number and my email address. If you have any parenting related issue or a problem, you can write it down to me. I'm always available to help you out in my best possible solution. I will provide you the best possible solution. We are running up a happy parenting community also, which is absolutely free of cost. Every day we share something or the other related to parenting. If you are interested in becoming a part of my happy parenting community, you are most welcome. So you just have to write down happy parenting and WhatsApp me on this number, which is flashing on the screen. You can note it down. And these are my social media presence. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. So you can follow me for knowing more about parenting, for getting more tips about parenting. Every Wednesday, I take a live session that is for everybody from my Facebook channel. I go live and every Wednesday, I give a parenting lesson, right? So my dear friends, please, this was great having you all here, speaking to you. Now back to the host, and I hope I have done justice with the topic. Thank you, Girdhar sir. Thank you, Gangadhar sir. Thank you, the official staff. Thank you, parents. Thank you, my sweet little children who have observed this lesson. Thank you so much, everybody. I am delighted. I am very happy to be here and speaking to you. Over to the host, please.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving valuable insights on parenting. It was truly an informative session. At this juncture, we will go ahead and take some time for questions now. Please be sure to drop your questions in the chat box.
Yes, parents, the forum is open for some of the questions. If you have some questions that can be answered on this platform, please write down your questions. I'll try my level best to answer your questions. So if you have any query, any questions, do write it down.
Yeah, please unmute Miss Adalla Dia.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Kavya, Adlin's mother. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Ma'am, I have a question. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. The thing is, when I don't compare her all the time, but I do compare, at times. Okay, in few cases, fine. Only then the work is done. Only when I compare with somebody else, she will complete her work. She will do her work. Or else I need to drag. I need to shout. I'm very open here. I need to shout at her to complete the work. If I don't compare, she will not do it.
Okay.
And I need to tell her, baby, see, that girl has done her work, and her face is highlighting here. She has completed. See, the deadline is approaching. You have to do it now. Complete fast. Only then she will do it. But I don't do it very often. It happens very thing. And as you said in one more, the other point was, don't give presents, okay? And your present, as a parent, your present is more important, okay? Parent being a present is more important.
Presence, yes.
And
presence.
yes, yeah. And the bribe also works at time with her.
Yes.
If you do this, I will give you ice cream. If you do this, I will tell daddy to get you McDonald's. And immediately the work is done. She does it. And I need not to, after I tell that, I don't be behind her. Okay, she'll complete it by herself. But that extra force is needed. Till I give her the extra force, she will not do it. And I don't think so I can completely avoid this.
All right.
Yeah.
So how old is your child, ma'am?
She's 6 years and she's in grade 1.
All right. Ma'am, I understand that situation that you have told me. And I understand from our conversation that you are a very worried mother also. You are an over-enthusiastic mother who is in this trap of a lot of expectations from your children. I understand this is completely okay. See,
Okay.
our expectations from our children are always going to be there because children are our shadows, right? So shadows cannot be wrong. You have to understand this. Whatever you are making your child is going to become that only. You have said that you compare your child sometimes. See, I must say that the child is small right now. 6 years child is a small child. So even if you will compare, the child notion in the brain, the child will adapt this thing that somebody is there who is more important than me. For initial years, it is all right. Once the child is a teenager and still you compare your child with some other child, this is going to harm the child. So it is better if you stop this comparison as early as possible. It is helping. It is all right. It should not be done on a regular basis. That is 120% sure. You have to write it down somewhere, right? And secondly, you said your presence. Yes, ma'am. Your presence is the most valuable present for your child. So your presence is the only present your child needs. And from your conversation, I can make it out that you are very much readily present with your children. It's something very good. I must appreciate your efforts. Third thing you have told about bribe. Ma'am, bribe, sometimes if it is given, it is okay. It is all right. But it should, again, I'll say, don't make it a habit. Because once it is a habit, how the child is going to face the world, tell me. Yeah, outside world is not very rosy. You and me, we all know about it. Bribes won't be there. And there are studies also, all those parents who unknowingly provide bribes to their children, we knowingly, unknowingly prepare our children to have a job mindset.
Yes.
Now you have to decide whether you want your child to be an entrepreneur or a job mindset. So if you will prepare, you will give more of the bribes. The child will say, I have to work this much of this. I have to complete my work for this bribe. That means that salary and this much of work.
Okay.
So that much of repercussion it is having. So it's okay. Initially, if you are providing bribes, it's okay. But it should not be a regular affair. And please mute yourself, others. Okay. And bribe, one more thing I would like to tell you. That if you are giving a bribe, do not give a bribe which is of a higher value, right? Of a higher value. Give bribes which are shared by everybody. Like if you complete your work, we are sure we are going to go in a park today and we are going to have a lot of fun.
Okay.
Such kind of bribes. Or we are going to have an ice cream party if you will bring a good marks. All of us are going to have their favorite ice creams. So it's a good idea and it works wonder with children, I'm telling you. So I hope I have given you the answer.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It was nice talking to you, ma'am. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Hi. Yes.
Yeah, this is Hadi mother. My son is 6 years old and he's going to Indian community this year only.
Okay.
What I'm facing is, believe me, a tough time. Whatever, you beat him, you shout at him, or you give him kisses, he doesn't want to write. He doesn't want to write. It's like so painful for me. What should I do? I don't know. Seriously, I give up. Totally give up.
Okay. So I understand, ma'am. I empathize with you. Being a mother, it is, I know, very, very difficult to see your child not writing in spite of you trying every means. You are giving him gifts also. You are trying every means.
Nothing is working out.
Nothing is working. I empathize with you completely. I understand. We come across this situation. This is a very common situation. You must feel happy about it, that this is a very common situation. And what you are going through, many are going through with this situation. But as a parenting expert, what I would suggest is, see, education should never interfere with the learning. And according to big psychologists, they say that before 7 years of age, you should never force your children to write and read anything. The language, if you want your child to excel in any language, then communication is the best. Read stories, identification is good. But if you want your child to write it down, and if your child is not willing to write down, do not force. The children are going to write down everything. I have been into teaching career from the past 15 years. I have not seen any child who cannot write down cat, bat, mat, sat, something like that, who do not know the address of where is the nose, where is the ear. They know where all these objects are present. So I think sometimes we overemphasize our beliefs on our children, and it becomes like a pressure. So your child's problem is more of a tantrum kind of a problem, which should, and you keep on changing your ideologies and your philosophies also. Sometimes you are punishing your child and sometimes you are giving bribe also. When there are mismatch of such kind of things, the children are very clever. They know how to mold mothers. They know what is the next level. So they'll either cry or something like that. You have to keep one approach, just one approach. And when I say one approach, then heat should not be the approach at all. Heat, you understand? Beating, shouting, yelling, telling, it should not be the approach, right? So you have to be your child's friend, mind it. I do not know whether we are going to meet after 2-3 years, but if your approach is nice, if you are cool and calm, composed with your child will listen to you, I'm sure.
Ma'am, for example, I'm sending him somewhere to practice writing, but he doesn't want to go. He cry every single day. It's like, believe me, 1 month. So shall I leave him?
Yes,
or
yes, ma'am.
continue like this?
No, ma'am, 7 years, till 7 years, we should never force our children to write.
But ma'am, what about the exam? What about the exam? How he will do?
Ma'am, children will see, till the age of 14 years, education or system also tells the parents and the teachers that not to pressurize the children for anything. So being parents, we have to be compassionate and we have to have that patience in us. Children will learn. They learn most from their peer group. When they see their peer groups doing it, they'll catch it by and by. If you will force, I'm telling you, your child is not going to do. Anything forced on the children will have negative impact only. Nothing will work if you will force your child. Allow them, give them regular practice, tell them to read out. But if you are sending your child for a writing class, just because the child will start writing, it won't happen. It won't happen.
Okay, ma'am. Nice. It was really nice talking to you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
dear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if your problem is, see, we have to go, according to me, your problem must be having a multiple reasons. So if you want to know more about this problem, you can WhatsApp me your problem,
Yeah,
and
sure, I'm gonna-
we can have a 30 minutes of interactive session. Right now, I think other parents are also waiting. So I can provide you with a roadmap. I give you this opportunity to speak to me for 30 minutes. That will be a online session, no issues. Just give me a WhatsApp, just WhatsApp me your name and number. I'll speak to you. I'll come back to you with a roadmap. Right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Welcome, dear. Welcome.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, dear. Yes, please. Please go ahead.
I have two daughters. One is very active and not hyperactive, active, but the smaller one, she's super active at home. When we step out, she's very calm and always behind me. She's not going only. She has to hold my hand. She'll
Okay.
not mingle with others. But at home, she's very active and very knowledge also very good. I don't know
Very
how
good.
she.
How? So, what is the problem, ma'am? I can't see any problem.
No, when we go out, she's not mingling with anyone.
How old is she?
Now she's 5 years.
5 years. So, ma'am, your problem, and I won't say a problem, your situation is similar to my situation. Even I have a daughter, she is 5 years old. And whenever she is at home, she is very active. But whenever she is outside with strangers or something like that, she will always hold my hand. She'll sit in my laps only. She will not mingle with others. It is absolutely okay. Absolutely okay. Give children a lot of time. It's okay. And you know, if I tell you, I have an elder daughter also. Why am I saying this? Because I have an experience in the home only. I have one elder daughter also. She's 13 years old. Okay.
Okay.
So when this 13 years young teenager was a toddler of 5 years, even she was like this. She will be very active at home, but when she has to go out, step out, she will not talk to the strangers. She will not open up. She will not say good morning, good afternoon also to anybody for that matter. And now if you will see her, she is extrovert. She crosses all the boundaries. She is a good speaker. She is not having any stage fear. So I think every child is having that phobia of strangers, to meet with the strangers. And we should not force children to let them take their own time to mingle up with the world. It is a scary world outside for them, my dear. And parents are their earnings, you know, what you can say. The only wealth the children are having are their parents. So they feel comfortable with you, but when they go outside, it's a scary world for them. So they feel scared, and talking to the stranger, it's quite normal. It's okay. Children will cross this kind of a situation. You being a mother, I understand. When I was a young mother, I also used to feel like that. There is something abnormal in my child, but nothing abnormal in the children. They'll take their time, and things will be done. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Welcome, dear. Welcome.
We'll have one more question, and that will be the last question of the session.
Yes, dear.
Hello?
Yes, dear.
Yes. Hi. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Just a general talk, like my daughter is 5.5 almost.
Okay.
And the problem with my daughter is like she'll not listen. Sound effects are very much. And eating time, it's like a stress time for us. Like even though we make a favorite dinner for anything we do, she'll eat for a while and she'll say, Mama, the food is very delicious. It's too yummy. And at the end, we wind up with shouting, please eat your food. The food has become cold. Try to finish it up. And she, yes, Mama. Yes. No, Mama, just put TV. We are not putting any TV for you while eating time, only eating. Even though she knows the concept, she will do the same thing with a lot of tantrums. And then if you don't do it, then the cry business or...
I understand, ma'am. I understand. These tiny toddlers, no, 5.5 years, 6 years, They are real trouble creators for the parents sometimes. I understand you completely.
You keep call up if you need something or we need out anywhere. So Rachel, 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 keep shouting at her. Yes, Mama. Yes, yes.
So she's listening to you. That is enough. She is listening to you. That means she's responding. She's listening to you. That should be good enough for you. See, 5.5.
The only problem for me is
continue.
Like eating time.
Eating time and not listening.
Yeah. This is a big problem.
Okay. So eating time is stressful, right?
Yeah.
So see the children, no, the small children, they are born with a very small tummy. Their tummy is just like this much. And we try to feed a lot in that small tummy, imagining that our child is hungry. He or she has not eaten enough. So the child will eat whatever is the requirement by the body. And the parents do not have to be worried about the eating patterns of the children. If a child is hungry, that child is going to eat on his own. I have never come across a child who has stayed hungry for a longer period of time without eating. So that is sure. If you are feeding your child again and again, then the tantrums will start.
No, it's only one time, like evening, she'll have milk, and directly in the night, the food. That's it. Dinner time it is. That's it. So
add some fruits. I can see that the balanced diet is missing in his diet. So give her some fruits to eat during the afternoon time. It is the best times. Give some salad, right? And whatever the child likes, make it. It's okay. But I'm not saying that make Maggies and pastas for the child.
No, that way. The problem for her is like vegetable. Oh my God, some choosy vegetables. Veggies also like, no, Mama, veggies I don't like. This veggie I don't like. Manabla, baby, that's a healthy vegetable, and we take it in our day to day. But her concept will be, Mama, this onion, this Mama, tomatoes, this Mama. My God,
how sweet! How sweet. But the children are going to grow up, and you're going to miss these kind of things. I'm telling you. Don't worry, my dear worried mother. Don't worry. Children, whatever they like to eat. See the taste buds also. Taste buds are also not that developed. So the vegetable that you like, probably the child will not eat it. Right? I have seen children who were not at all their favorite vegetable. Pumpkin was never their favorite. But when when they grow up, pumpkin becomes their favorite vegetable. So the interest of the child, it varies, and it will keep on shifting from one time to next time to next time. Give them time. The only thing is we are more worried than our children. These days, no, mindful parenting says this only. We are as parents, we are more worried, more stressed than our children. Children are having a gala time. They are good. So you also become relaxed. Once you are relaxed, things are going to come up automatically. They'll be on the platter. Don't worry. Don't worry, my dear worried mom. Things will be all right. And when you say your child is not listening to you, that gives me a call. So for making your child to listen to you, you have to remove that authoritarian kind of a structure from your head. Somewhere your child is feeling that my mom is a higher authority. The child will only listen to you if you will come down to their eye level. You know, children are small and we are on a bigger platform. So whenever you have to converse with your child, come to their level. Either you bring your child up or you bow down on your knees and then talk. Have an eye-to-eye connection with your child and then speak to your child. The child will definitely listen. Until and unless we are on an authority, children will not listen to us. Okay, so listening is an art, and we must not interrupt our children when they are telling us something. We have to be patiently listen to them. 5.5 years of children, no, they learn new concepts in their brain, right? They take time to frame the sentences in their brain. So they will break up and they will speak. So we, being impatient parents, what will say? Stop. I know what you are saying. Stop it. I know. So when you say this, you are somewhere discouraging your children to not to speak. Allow them to speak and have patience. Patiently, if you will listen to them, they will, of course, going to listen to you, right? And bring your child to your eye level and then do a conversation. I'm sure your child will listen to you, right? Thank you so much.
Bimban Babi.
Who's this?
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, dear. Who's this?
Yes. My name is Jinsi. I'm mother of Jian.
Okay.
My question to you, ma'am, in parenting, is there any importance for entertainment like singing and dancing? If
okay,
please explain.
Who has to sing here? The parents are going to sing, or you want your children to
Whether
sing?
we should allow the students, means our kids to sing and dance, or whether we should have to be a part of that.
Oh my God, this is something wonderful. Who is stopping you? Tell me one thing, ask this question to yourself. Who is stopping you to go crazy with kids? Singing and dancing, it's going to be enjoyed by both the parties, I believe. Mom and dad, they're going to enjoy, and same is going to be true for the children also. So if there is an happiness involved in any activities of mom and dad, and if it is going to transfer to your children, why not? Who's stopping you not to dance and not to sing? I go crazy with my children. You should also go crazy. That's what I said in the last. Dare to create loving memories with your children. Go crazy. Go run in the rain. If it is the rain, go and wet yourself with your children. Go for a joy ride. Who's stopping you? You have to create memorable memories with your children. So if it is dancing, as simple as dancing, singing, cooking with your children, go ahead. But this is something wonderful. You should do every day. Okay? It is something wonderful. This should not be a question in your brain. Go wild with your children. Your children, yeah. So what? How does it matter?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Dare to create happy memories. Your children should remember, my mom is like genius. Right? Okay. Yeah.
I hope we have covered most of the questions that is asked. Now, I invite Ms. Fatima, coordinator of Happy Parenting Workshop, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion on behalf of ICSK family. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our special guest, Ms. Manindajit Ahuja, parenting coach and counselor, who has really graced this occasion. Ma'am, it was not only a motivational speech, but then you had really healed our hearts, which is filled with mental stress in this COVID times. We ensure you that we will leave our roller coaster ride and we are going to the mode of joyful ride in a peaceful mode. Thank you, ma'am, for taking effort and making this day a memorable one. We are grateful to our honorary chairman, Mr. Sheikh Abdul Rahman, whose able guidance has always encouraged us. I would also extend a gratitude to honorary Mr. Azharuddin Amir Muhammad, secretary, for his vision and encouragement. There are no good schools without good principals. It just does not exist. You all agree with me. And where we have good principals, great teachers arise, they stay, work hard, and they progress. I really extend my heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Shirley Dennis, Principal of ICSK Junior and Director of Indian School of Excellence, whose presence and felicitation ignited this occasion. Thank you, ma'am, for being with us. My sincere thanks to Mr. Rajesh Nair, Principal of ICSK Amman, who's always been supporting us in all our accomplishments. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Our sincere thanks to our principal, Mr. Gangadhar Shishar of ICSK Ketan, for being a leader and instilling power within each one of us from the day 1 till day 21 of this campaign, and had made this program a grand success. Thank you so much, sir. Last but not least, it's our Deputy Principal, Mrs. Shishmita Prakashma, who built character, inspires dreams, encourages creativity. Thank you, ma'am, for being with us throughout this campaign, and we felt so supportive with you. I extend my thanks to our academic Coordinator, Mrs. Bhavyata ma'am, who is known for her effective achievement of department goals, who has always been with us with positivity and being responsive to our needs. My sincere thanks to our parents committee members who've been a pillar, a foundation for the success of this program. Mrs. Ramisa, Mrs. Sharanya, Mrs. Arshia, Mrs. Fatma Zahrabi, Mrs. Shabina, Mrs. Priyanka, Mrs. Remita, Mrs. Asma, Mrs. Shilpi, Mrs. Danya, Mrs. Ramya, Dr. Lubna, Dr. Vinod, Mrs. Sana, and Mrs. Ashwath. And all is well that ends well. The program kicked off with a vibrant comparing. It's none other than our compeer, Mrs. Naufara, from English Department, ICSK Kaitan. Thank you, dear, for your wonderful comparing throughout this function. And we thank Mrs. Priyanka, ma'am, for her wonderful coordination with successful PPTs throughout this program. I thank all the head of the departments and the class teachers who have joined hand with us for all the hard efforts throughout this program. I thank all the distinguished invitees present here, accepting our invitation, and I thank all the good hearts who have worked behind the success. Finally, parents, it's because of you we are here. Your contribution in our life is uncountable. Parents, friends, and my lovely students, here is a big heart of love from our side, ICSK family, to you. You have inspired us for this journey, and here we are, and yet to more cover. I once again leave you with a motivational quote from Martin Luther King. An individual has not started living until he rises above the confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. Thank you once again, all of you, for your attention.
Thank you, Mufatima. Even though we are best parent to our children, improvising the parenting skills, accepting things, traveling through their thought process is nothing wrong. We all are never flawless and never a bad parent. Interactive platforms and social media has facilitated learning from experiences that are widely shared by parents. It instills confidence and makes the mutual growth and parent-child bond sweeter. Hug them and embrace their mistakes with patience and right guidance. And yes, it's never too late. Your child is super thrilled about the vacation that awaits them. Trust this new beginning. Now, I request you all to stand up for the International Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Please be seated. I wish you all happy Hala February. Let's uphold the spirit and joy of our foster country when it celebrates its National and Liberation Day. We are always grateful to Kuwait for the fresh air we breathe, for providing secure and comfortable life, and for embracing diversity. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.